Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Solo Fuego's very own Put the Game On podcast. If you've been watching us for a while now, we've went under the Solo Fuego podcast, but we want to, stretch the brand out a little bit more and bring in this new podcast name called Just Put the Game On. So, welcome to episode 1. I'm here with Ralph and our guy Miguel. How are you guys doing?
Excellent.
Excellent. All right.
Yes, I'm feeling great. Bears beat the Packers.
Hold on. You're
Okay, I'm
going
getting
too
ahead of
far,
myself.
All right,
You got
guys.
too excited too quick.
Way too quick. All right. Well, welcome into the first episode of this new year. It is our first episode of the year, actually. So thank you guys for being here today. A lot to talk about. Football just finished. Week 18 was last night. A lot of spots to be filled in the playoffs. A lot of stuff going on. But let's break it down first into college football. So we have the semifinals of college this week. Notre Dame, Penn State, Ohio State, and Texas. I am excited for my boys, the Buckeyes. I know you got your Texas.
I know I got Texas, and I'm very, very hype about what this game can be.
I'm so excited, bro. I want to call off on
Honestly.
Friday. Have some beers.
We don't want to get to work. It's like, hey, Friday, I don't care. Let's just go and watch the game.
Watch the game, get drunk, and just have a good time, bro.
Yeah, honestly.
But let's break down Notre Dame and Penn State real quick. So Notre Dame, Penn State, at Penn State. Notre Dame is favorite, right? But I don't know. This game could be
This game is tight.
tight. It's
I like it though. I like it. I think they're both very strong teams. But I'm gonna give the edge. I'm gonna give the edge to Notre Dame, and I'll
agree.
tell you why. So in the beginning of the season, Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois University.
that was the biggest upset.
It was a massive, massive upset. No one had that. And after the game, the coach for Northern Illinois University, Thomas Hammock, had actually spoke to the head coach of Notre Dame, and he told them, this is a true story. This is how I beat you. These are the holes in your game plan.
Damn.
And ever since then, Notre Dame has been undefeated.
Yeah.
They haven't lost a game. And so I think Notre Dame they know themselves as a team, and they know how to adjust.
Mhm.
They know where their weak points are. And so I think that's why I have them over Penn State. But then again, Penn State, amazing defense, good offense, overall good football team. This is Notre Dame's toughest opponent.
I agree. No, I definitely agree.
He brought very good points, and he brought a very good point that it's good here and it's good on NFL football. That it's defenses get you championships.
Right.
defense.
And
wins
if
you
he's saying that Penn State has such a great defense that is basically amazing, that it's something that we saw against Boise, I think Notre Dame can have a pretty tough.
I
take.
agree. Yeah, I agree. You brought in Boise. We had
Yeah.
Gianti, who was runner up for the Heisman, is in Boise, and Penn State completely locked him down the best they can, considering
Yeah.
all things. He had a pretty good game, right?
123 yards.
120 yards.
Yeah.
Those are great numbers, but they locked him down. And people are saying, "Oh, this is the first time Gianti faced an elite defense."
Yeah.
because he's been running people over the whole season.
And then Boise all season have been very high scoring team. They were held to 14 points.
14
from Penn State. That's wild.
That is wild. So that's why it's a tight game, but I'm going to give the edge to Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame. If we're talking Ohio State and Texas, I like Ohio State.
Bro, I thought you were a Big Ten guy. Why are you rooting for Notre Dame?
I mean, I know.
Just messing
I'm a
with
Big
you, bro.
Ten guy. I'm a little biased, but I got to be realistic. I have to be
I
realistic.
agree. I agree. Notre Dame just looks better. I think they had a nice win this past week against Georgia. Again, being a injured Georgia team, obviously they didn't play as they should have played. But Notre Dame still looked very dominant out there on that Georgia defense.
Yeah, the thing with Georgia, it's something that you mentioned that I saw that because I never saw that before. But when you said it, I started watching the game. I mean, we were watching it together because he was at work. I was like, he's freaking right. This guy is Stockton. He's a freshman, am I right?
As a sophomore.
Sophomore. And you say he takes forever to throw the ball.
Way too long, bro.
He takes damn forever with that ball in his hands. I was counting seconds at a moment. It was like 5, 6, 7. And I'm like, are you ever throwing that ball out? And he had so many holes he has so many open passes on that game could have been like way better than it was.
Mm-hmm.
Probably been a freaking NBA score. And I was like, nah, they're not going anywhere with a guy like this. Without Carson Beck, Georgia is a mid-ass team, honestly.
And that's why he's a backup.
That's why he's a backup. But now he's going to be the new guy because Carson's about to leave. This is his last year. I think he's declaring for the draft. So
Oh man, he's gonna be one of those guys that is just not gonna get picked up.
yeah,
Like-
or at least maybe like 7th round or something.
Or it's gonna be like the same thing with the Stetson Bennett that he's
Yes.
gonna be backup
To the
quarterback
backup, to the
until
backup.
somebody retires, and then he can get an opportunity.
Yep.
And
Yeah. But yeah, so we all agree Notre Dame on that one. Now, Ohio State against Texas. This game is going to be awesome. I got Ohio State, obviously. I got the hat on.
Yeah,
We're wearing it all week.
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud, let's go Ohio State. No, but this Ohio State team in the last 2 games have looked dangerous. They've looked scary. I don't think any team wants to be a part of this on their schedule, right? That offense has come together after that Michigan loss, and they came back even
Another
hungrier.
fluke,
Another
yeah.
fluke game they lost. Oregon they could have beat, but they lost by 1 point.
Yeah,
And now obviously we saw them. They smacked Tennessee. They destroyed Oregon, the number 1 ranked team this season, by 20 points. What does that tell you about this team?
I think they know. I think they make adjustments well. Like you said, they lost to Oregon in the regular season, very very close, and they beat Oregon just so dramatically.
Yeah.
Right. So I think I have them as the best team in college football, and I think they're going to beat the Texas in a dramatic way. Ohio State all the way. I think so.
Yep.
I really do. I think this is their year. It's good for the program.
It's good for the program.
It's good for the
our
program.
coach. It's due for us. We've been to this spot year after year, and we just don't get nowhere. But Miguel, I know you are a Texas fan.
I know. And on this case, I mean, I can agree on everything that you guys said, but at the same time, I'm the Texas guy here. So
Yeah.
definitely I'm going to run for my guys. I mean, they had a tough game against Arizona.
So that was
They
went to
almost gave it
overtime.
away. They almost gave it away.
I
And
know.
that's what they call make it a Texas.
Yeah.
But they can't do that with Ohio.
They cannot do that with Ohio. I mean, so if they already did it with Arizona, I hope they don't repeat that against Ohio State. Because if that happens, we're gonna have a very, very tough, very tough situation during at least the first couple quarters. Because Queen Ewers came up and he threw a couple touchdowns at the end that gave them like everything. Like they almost took. Arizona almost took the upset. They didn't do it because of what those 2 throws that Ewers did at the end of the game that brought him up and got it what they did.
Yeah.
And if they're gonna do something like that again, they're not gonna survive against Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio's offense is just nuts, bro. It's
But we're at home,
yeah.
so you better expect a lot of orange and white happening in that stadium, my friend.
Bro, I'm just excited.
Yeah.
I think our offense is on fire right now.
I think what Texas has to do is they have to put defense. They have to make sure that Ohio doesn't get a hot start.
They need a triple cover Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, a triple cover or just blitz something. They need to make sure that Ohio is, if they're winning by halftime, maybe by a field goal or something. They just
gotta
have to
keep it
lock
tight.
them down. But if we're looking at the finals, I'm looking at Ohio State and Notre Dame. Notre Dame is definitely that Cinderella story, right?
Yeah.
To an extent. I'm still gonna have Ohio State all the way, but I'm excited. I'm excited for these 4 teams.
Yeah, no, I'm ready to go. I said I'm locked in for Friday. Ohio State taking down Texas and Notre Dame
Ain't
taking
happening.
down Penn State. Let's get it.
All right.
January 6th, week 18 just finished last night. This weekend was crucial for a lot of teams, right? It was crucial for a lot of teams,
For
a
a
lot of
few.
coaches. Yeah, I guess a few. Let's see. So we had Bengals, Broncos, Dolphins, Bucks, and Falcons all fighting for their final spot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Bengals got the job done on Saturday night, right? I know it had
Barely.
They did it against a tough Steelers defense. A horrible game by offense a horrible game by Russell Wilson on offense.
And by the Bengals on offense too.
You're just mad because your party didn't hit.
No, but I mean, be honest, my guy. They got 4 freaking field goals and only 1 touchdown at the first quarter, and
part of
that
the
was
script,
it. No, it's not part of the script. That means they had a shitty ass game as an offense.
Bengals took down the Steelers 19-17. Very tight game. Again, the Bengals offense did not look as powerful as you were mentioning. But the Steelers offense just looked awful. They could, we know this defense is not good on the Bengals, right? But Russell Wilson could not do anything. He looked horrible.
Yeah, he looked.
They should have put Justin Fields in.
He had a lot of trouble. I don't know what's going. This is very classic Steelers. Very very classic. I feel like people who don't really know football say like, oh, the Steelers 10-6, 10-7. They always have a winning record, but as soon as they go into the playoffs, it's done. They always have a dip. The Steelers will always have a dip in the season. They're going against the Ravens. That's not an easy team. They're out first right away.
Oh,
they're out right away.
All right, he's calling it early.
I'm calling it early.
There you
All
go.
right, so going into this game, right, Bengals needed this win to get to the playoffs.
Right.
Got the win down. Now they had to depend on Broncos versus the Chiefs and Dolphins against the Jets. They needed both of these teams to lose.
Right.
So, me going to bed Saturday night, I was happy as hell, ready to go.
Exactly.
But,
so yeah, no. What you were saying, the Bengals. So this is the situation, right? Bengals needed to win to at least have a chance to enter the playoffs because they still depend on Miami and Broncos. Miami lost, which is great. Jets beat them as we predicted.
Let's go, Jets.
Cold weather, Aaron Rodgers 500th touchdown.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs we'll just be honest, they let them win.
They made sure the Broncos won this game.
Yeah, definitely.
The Chiefs do not want to see Joey B and the Bengals in the playoffs.
Because they could have beat him.
Because they could have beat him.
Oh, and shout out to Aaron Rodgers for a 4-touchdown game.
Yeah, he went off. A lot of quarterbacks went off yesterday.
You were asking for it. You were asking for Aaron Rodgers' best game of the season. You got it.
I got it. Thank you, Aaron Rodgers, for at least giving me one piece of hope.
Piece of hope.
But we knew Carson Wentz was not going to go beat the Broncos, with his third-string receivers, third-string running back.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a preseason game.
Basically, yeah. So Broncos advance, leaving the Bengals and the Dolphins out of the playoffs. And then we had the Bucks against the Saints and the Falcons against the Panthers, with the Panthers upset.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Love to see it.
I think I called the Panthers.
I feel like we did.
I feel like I called the Panthers on this one.
But this game was not supposed to be lost by the Falcons.
Yeah.
Because everybody in that team was having the game of their lives. Like Bijan Robinson, 170, 2 touchdowns. Drake London, 187, 2 touchdowns. Michael Penix, for all I care, 312 and 2 touchdowns.
They went off. Bro.
How can you lose after something like that,
They lost to Bryce Young, bro.
Yeah.
Bryce Young came to play, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And without their main running back guy, too.
Yeah. So shout out to the Panthers for spoiling the Falcons' playoff contention. Bucks take down the Saints. Mike Evans got his 1,000 yards.
89 yards.
89 yards yesterday to complete the 1,004 yards. Congrats to him on 11 seasons, straight 1,000 yards. Good for him.
Great for him. Make from a career for a possible Hall of Famer.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get into the playoff picture now, a lot of coaches got fired this morning, if you guys saw, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Doug Peterson is gone. Mayo from the Patriots is gone.
For good.
Salah, obviously we know Salah was fired this year. Eberflus was fired this year. Finally, my defensive coordinator and the Bengals got fired. Hopefully we
I'm sorry.
Necessary.
It was necessary. It was required as of week when we were 4-8, but
Yeah,
they
Bengals,
kept
terrible defense. Just
Terrible.
awful.
horrible defense.
Just awful.
So a lot of openings, guys. So if you're on Indeed, check them out.
Right. Go ahead, put your application.
Out of everybody that was fired, who do you guys think has a chance to kind of get an employment for another team, a defensive coordinator, maybe even a head coach job?
Salah.
Definitely.
I agree.
Salah,
Yeah, I think we can all agree on that for that one.
He's a good coach. He's a very defensive minded coach, which I know some teams do need that. Just like my guys, I know that.
But do you need a head coach?
No, we need a defensive coordinator.
Oh, okay.
Robert Saleh, you guys got to interview him.
We can get him.
But he's with the Packers.
I think he's with the Packers right now. So the season's almost over, but I'm sure he's gonna want more. So
Yeah.
my guy's on the hot seat. My coach is he's on the hot seat. Mike McCarthy's in the hot seat.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of openings basically, but
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Robert Saleh is probably the best one out of everyone.
who's gonna sign Eberflus, bro?
No one, man. I mean, he's got a decent defense. Robert, he's got a decent defense. Yeah, I just don't know what happened. All right, let's talk playoffs.
All right, let's get it.
Playoffs.
It's the
Playoff
playoffs,
time.
the time that we wait for every year. Also, the worst time of the year because football's coming to an end.
Yeah.
That's what I hate this
The
feeling.
season came too short.
Yeah,
They need to include 17 more games.
a year-long season.
Can you imagine the injuries?
You got to have like 5 quarterbacks, 5 running backs. All right. So first game on the list, I have the Bills against the Broncos. AFC. We'll do AFC first. So Bills against the Broncos. The Bills are -9. So they're expecting a nice, comfortable win for the Bills, which I hope the Bills destroy the Broncos.
Oh, I know. I bet.
I know you
Because
have that little feeling
bet.
inside of you right
This
now.
should be the Bills against the Bengals, making it the best game in the playoffs. But
You're saying that with a lot of sadness.
yeah, bro.
Like I'm gonna give you the mini violin.
Yeah, so I'm hoping the Bills just destroy. Honestly, not just for the Bengals thing, but I want Josh Allen to go to the Super Bowl. I think this is Josh Allen's year to, it's like one of his last years to really get out there and get in there, with this team that he has, it's going to be tough, but he's the MVP. He's the MVP. So Bills and Broncos, who do you guys have?
I mean, in this case, I really like you. You know that Josh Allen is probably one of my favorite guys out there, probably top 2 on for quarterbacks out. So I really want him to have the chance to get that Vince Lombardi trophy.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna take the Bills. Not even because I don't like the Broncos or anything like that. It's just because it's what it is. Buffalo, it's a way better team, and they're one of those probably 2 or 3 teams in the AFC that actually have the chance to make it all the way down there. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Bills on that one.
All right, Ralph, what do you got?
You know what? I think Bills might do it, but I'm gonna give the edge to the Broncos.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna give the edge to the Broncos. Just hear me out. Just hear me
Hey,
out.
bro, the door's over there, bro. You can head out of the studio right now.
Okay, so let's talk about the positives of the Bills. Josh Allen has had an amazing year, an incredible year at the Bills.
MVP.
They have a new offensive coordinator, and I feel like he's really unlocked Josh Allen and made him a new player, especially knowing that a lot of his weapons have gone. People didn't have the Bills high this season, but this new offensive coordinator has really brought out the best in him.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a positive. Bills have looked, really strong. They beat Kansas City. They beat Mahomes.
Yes, sir.
But let's talk about the Broncos. Great defense, right? Great defense. Bo Nix, young, inexperienced, but I feel like he can bring down the Bills. I think this is going to be an upset because if you look at the schedule, Ravens easy take down the Steelers. I have the Chargers over the Texans. There's got to be an upset around here, and I think it's going to be Broncos against the Bills.
We got a hot take over here.
Yeah, definitely a hot take. I mean, you brought a very specific point that I think is nice to bring out. Bo Nix inexperience in play. I mean, he's a rookie. He's almost a rookie guy. He's definitely very inexperienced into what a playoff means, and that's not something that Josh Allen it's gonna take by granted. Like he's gonna definitely push those boundaries on how Bo Nix can actually handle pressure, and I think it's gonna be. I mean. Honestly, I think it's gonna be a blowout. I don't see it. I don't see how Denver it's gonna take.
This Bills and Broncos game is gonna be close. I guarantee
bro, you gotta get out of the studio, bro.
No. Look. Broncos. Here's the thing. Broncos have. Look at Bo Nix. He has come clutch for the Broncos against the Bengals. In a defense that was finally getting themselves together, right? Bo Nix that threw that touchdown and then threw another touchdown to tie the game or to send it to overtime.
Right.
It was the pocket was so small. I think Bo Nix has the skill. He may not have the experience, but he has a great coach behind him. He has a great staff around him, and he definitely has the skill. I don't know what happened to the offense in overtime. They couldn't do it, but he kept the Broncos in that game against the Bengals. Against Joey B. That's not an easy team. Like you said, they don't want the Bengals in the playoffs. And they beat the Bengals. I mean, they were so close to beating the Bengals.
Yeah.
So I think Bo Nix, if they really study the Bills, I think they can just come out on top.
Damn. All right. Well, let's see what happens in that game. All right. Next game. Texans against the Chargers. You guys know who I'm rocking with. I got the jersey on already. My boy CJ Stroud. He needs to get out of this sophomore slump he had this year. He's had a rough year, 10-7, same record as last year, as his rookie year. But something about this game tells me this is the upset. This is where Texas comes out, beats Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers, takes down Justin Herbert, and we make it to the next round. What do you guys got?
Disagree totally.
Yeah, I have the Chargers on this one.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
And this is why. So the last 6 games of the season for the Texans has been really, really tough. Really, and let me explain myself. They suffered to beat the Titans on the last game. They got completely destroyed by the Ravens. They almost, Kansas City didn't even play like their best game ever, and they took them by around 8 points. They had a difficult game against Miami, and they definitely had a tough one against Jacksonville, even when they won. You know, out of the last 6 games, they were 3-3, and one of those losses was against the Titans, and I was watching that game.
Yeah, I remember.
And the defense, we were watching that game, and the defense of the Titans were taking them down like they were toys.
Yeah.
Like before that, Texas was having a good season. They were having very nice games. They had a really nice win in the beginning of the season against the Bills. But then when they started the last 6 games losing that way against Titans, against the Chiefs, and against the Ravens specifically a couple weeks ago, and then you see how difficult it has been for them to win, I don't think they have the consistency to beat the Chargers, honestly. Yeah. Especially in the last few weeks of the game.
Okay. I see that. I agree with you what you're saying. But I'm still going Texans.
But why though?
Here's why. Just kidding. Because the books.
The
no,
books.
Just kidding. No. Okay, so going into playoffs in any sport, right? When you go into playoffs, your record is canceled, right? Your last 6 games are canceled. You're 15-1, 14-2, it's canceled. You're 0-0 going to the playoffs, right? And you've seen that before. You've seen people who are 8-6, 9-8 go to the bowl.
Yeah, but the inconsistency of your team is not out.
I get that, but it's just a different atmosphere. It's a different ball game once you get to these games. The only thing that is holding me back from saying fully Texans all day to beat this game is our injuries. Right? We have a lot of injuries. I think Joe Mixon is still questionable, which that if he's out, then I'll Chargers all day. But something about C.J. Stroud, he can come clutch in big moments. And we saw that last year. This year, his last games they've gotten smacked, whatever. But in clutch moments, he can come out and win this game.
And I agree with you. I think if this was a healthy Texans teams, I would have them over the Chargers.
Yeah.
But they have injuries on offense. I think that's the biggest thing for Texans. I think they can defensively go against Justin Herbert, but it's that offense, man. It's the offense that I think is gonna have a lot of trouble.
They're gonna struggle for sure.
And we're looking at Chargers. They're ran by Jim Harbaugh, and Jim Harbaugh is a great coach. If we're looking at it, his coaching history, San Francisco first year as a coach, he went to the NFC Championship, and now he's going to go to the first year as a coach as a Charger. I really think, I don't know about the NFC Championship, but I think he's going to take this Chargers team a lot farther than just a wild card slot. So that's really the only reason why I have Chargers is just because of Jim Harbaugh. He knows how to
win games.
He knows how to win games. We've seen Justin Herbert play before under a coach who isn't as strong, and he collapsed.
Yeah.
So that's why I have the Chargers. I think Chargers are well coached, and I can see them. I can see them advancing.
So yeah, you guys got the Chargers. I got the Texans. Just the way we had the Bills, you had the Broncos. All right, last game for Saturday, we have the Ravens against the Steelers. Rematch game 3 of the season for them.
You wanted me to call an actual upset?
You got a hot take? We got a hot take.
That's the first ever playoff Prime Video game. You like the books? That's your upset right there.
Oh, okay.
This is the upset?
This is your upset right here. The first ever Prime Video playoff game? You wanted an upset? You like your books? That's your game right there.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Baltimore minus 9.5. I don't know. Okay, same thing. Same thing goes on with this game. I got the Ravens. Lamar is Lamar. He does struggle in the playoffs. So that's what worries me about Lamar. Is in the playoffs, he struggles. Remember last year against the Chiefs, he looked horrible. And this Steelers team, we know they can be good. They can defend. They can be good. We've seen them 10-3, right? They look good. They're not a bad team. They got a great coach. And I want to agree with you. The Steelers win, but I'm still taking the Ravens.
No, as everyone should be taking the Ravens. But let's just put it into perspective that Steelers have lost the last 4 games in a row.
0-4.
Do you think they're gonna take a 5th one?
Yeah, I think I do.
Yeah,
100%.
Precisely, yes. I think they're going to
Precisely,
take a fifth one.
You know,
Yeah,
this
the Ravens are strong. I mean, and this isn't. When I look at this Steelers team, I look at Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson he's tired.
he's tired.
He's tired. He's beat up. I don't think Justin Fields can do the job. I think I think this is a blowout. I think the Ravens completely take down.
Do
the
we know if
Steelers.
Zay Flowers is out? No, he
He's
got that injury.
questionable.
Okay,
He
then
might be able to be back on the game.
hopefully
Yes.
he's back.
But I mean, you have to understand that Pittsburgh defense is no joke too.
Yeah,
And when you have a defense that is able to pressure Lamar Jackson enough,
That's true.
and Lamar Jackson on playoffs is not that good, I mean, you can have a possibility of watching probably the upset of the week.
That's true. But defense doesn't score points.
But defense win championships.
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, I agree with that. But
And Russell Wilson knows what it is because he was champion with the best Seattle Seahawks defense ever.
Russell
That is
Wilson
true.
is completely out of his prime. Completely out of his prime. Look at Mike Tomlin's record in the playoffs. He's terrible. As soon as he enters the playoffs, he gets out. So I think what the Steelers need to do is just they should buy a round like.
are they
round
playing
tickets.
ticket already?
But yeah,
They're going to
that's
Cabo.
already they're going to Cabo. Get their tickets to Cabo, and that's it.
Round trip ticket already.
Yep, I think that's what they should be doing at this very moment right now.
All right, so me and Rolf got the Ravens. Miguel, you got the Steelers. We'll see what happens this weekend. All right, let's move it down to the NFC. First game of the day.
My favorite division. I mean, my favorite conference.
Your favorite, your favorite of the two. First game of the day is gonna be the Eagles against the Packers. Now, this game, -5.5 Philly. This game to me is a 50-50 game as of right now, today.
Mhm.
Right? Both quarterbacks are questionable, meaning we might get a Kenny Pickett against Malik Willis game.
Let me tell you something. Jordan Love is not questionable anymore.
No way, really?
Nope, he's not.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
else it is. Everyone else it is besides him.
Okay, so that brings a different question, or different look on this game.
Yes.
Now, just because I'm a Packers fan, I'm not only picking the Packers, but Matt LaFleur, he knows how to win playoff games. He knows how to get far in the playoffs, right? He's done it consistently every year. He gets to the playoffs. He does have a hard time getting to the bowl. We know that. But he knows how to win these games. And Jordan Love, he's no joke. He's not bad. He's good enough to win games. It's just interceptions that scare me.
I agree. I'm gonna take the Eagles on this one, and I'll just explain myself a little bit. But the Packers are a very run heavy offense.
Yeah.
They run the ball a lot, and the Eagles have a top 10 running defense. So I think the Packers are gonna struggle in that. And plus, this is kind of fitting. This was the first game of the NFL
in
season,
Brazil.
right? And the Eagles beat the Packers.
But it was close.
It was close. But I think the Eagles are just strong, man. I think they're just so strong. If by some reason the QB
Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown are still questionable.
And Devonta Smith too.
And Devonta Smith.
Mm.
oh my god.
Okay,
If that's the case, then I'll have the Packers.
Let me tell you what. You have Devonta Smith, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, and one of their main what's his name? Linebackers, Nakobe Dean.
Damn.
All of them are questionable. Most of them said they might be available to be on the game on the 12th. Who knows? But the only like main injury that the Green Bay Packers have, it's Romeo Doubs, their
Yeah.
wide receiver. Besides that, they don't have anything too particular. But I mean, if you see it like this, Philly always have injuries with AJ Brown and Devonta Smith during the regular season. One or the other is always injured. Like, would you have one available, one place, the other one is not. So in this case, if both of them have these situations happening, and then you have Jalen Hurts as well, I think Philly can have a very, very tough game against Green Bay. So I think this is the upset of the other side.
You've just convinced me.
Yeah, I think it's an upset. Green Bay is just Green Bay, and they've looked good all season. Eagles have too, but when they've been healthy, right?
Yes. And something I'm pretty sure you're gonna agree with these. Green Bay all of a sudden upgraded their running game.
Yeah.
Like Josh Jacobs actually put the jacket or the t-shirt or the jersey, any way you want to call it, for the team for the last few games, and he showed up what he's capable
He
of doing.
carried that team. Yep.
So yeah, they're having a very good running game, and they have a very nice receiving game as well. So I think Green Bay can make it a tough touch for the Eagles in this game.
Go Pack, go. Let's get it.
Go Packs, go!
All right, and then the night game we have the Bucks, who just squeezed by yesterday against the Commanders. Rookie Jaden Daniels. Now this game I think is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a close game. It is -3, but I'm taking the Bucks. I'm trusting Baker Mayfield over Jaden Daniels because, again, going back to Bo Nix, this is that inexperience in the playoffs, first year. So I'm taking Baker Mayfield and this offense to take over the Commanders. What you got, Ralph?
Yeah, I agree. I want the Bucks to win too. I like the Bucks better than Washington. So I'm gonna take Baker Mayfield. I like Baker Mayfield. I think he comes in clutch a couple times. You know?
Oh yeah,
so,
100%.
but so does Jaden Daniels against that Dallas.
We can't doubt him. We cannot doubt. He's proved himself all season, right? He
Rookie. He looks good. He
rookie
looks
of the
good.
year, solid. Commanders are no joke. Don't get me wrong about that, but I just think the Bucks are gonna.
Yeah, the Bucks are gonna have the edge on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you guys, but I've always appreciated Jaden Daniels' game. Like since the beginning of the season, we had a talk in the first podcast that we recorded together, and I think that Jaden Daniels really has some very nice, like he has some generational talent in him
100%.
to put some really good games in this playoff bracket. So I really think the Bucks are gonna take it. I'm gonna agree with that on you because Baker Mayfield is having a hell of a season.
Yes, he is.
He's having. I mean, if this team had like probably like a 14-3, the same record that the Philly has, why we couldn't be talking about a Baker Mayfield MVP
Right.
with those numbers? I mean, we see what this guy is doing every single week. Same thing with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Like if both teams, Bengals and Bucks, had better records, I think we could be talking about an actual MVP race between Baker Mayfield and Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Yes. And you have Mike Evans that is giving you a great season. Bucky Irving he's a very
For
good
a rookie, he's doing great.
Yes.
For a rookie, he's doing
He's
great.
not like as you said, for a rookie, he's doing great. He's not the best, but he's showing what he's capable of.
Mhm.
And in 2-3 years, we're gonna be talking about probably a top 5 running back. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if Washington take it because I really like to watch Jaden Daniels. But I mean, Bucks have the take.
Yeah.
Bucks have
So that's the one that we all agree on is the Bucks over the Commanders.
Yes.
All right, and then Monday night's game, I think it's probably, to me, one of the best games for the first round is the Rams against the Vikings.
I got the Rams on this one.
All right, let's speak about
I
it.
got the Rams on this one. I mean, just seeing how the Vikings played the Lions last night
They
was
looked
terrible.
horrible.
They looked terrible. No
Very
offense at all. I think
That
Sam
looked like
Darnold-
the Sam Darnold from the Jets.
Yeah.
He just looked horrible.
Sam Darnold did not have a game. I mean, every QB has an off game, right? But and it was against a really, really good team. But the Rams are a great team.
Yeah.
They're a great team. Sure, they had a rough start. Bears beat them, by the way. But the Rams, when they're healthy, they are super powerful, and I think they're going to take down this Vikings team. I think pretty comfortably, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and agree with you. I don't care for the Vikings. I had them not even making the playoffs.
This
beginning of the season.
finally the Vikings hype is over.
It's over. This is the game where it's done. We got Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Puka Nacua just gonna do their magic, do their thing, and just take these guys down, bro. Send them home.
Yeah, send them home. I think the Vikings are going home first round.
Yep. See you in Cabo.
Damn,
That's
so,
how I see it.
So all of a sudden, everybody forgot about how great of a season Minnesota was having. Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Absolutely.
Like nobody remember freaking Sam Darnold. Nobody remember Justin Jefferson.
Give me one moment where Sam Darnold was like, "Oh my God, he's the guy."
I mean,
Exactly.
Just kidding.
I mean, he had a point, but I mean, it's not like Minnesota didn't have a 14-3 season, taking down some of the best teams on the
They had
league
an
right
easy
now.
schedule, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's his schedule.
It was an easy schedule.
No, they did beat the Rams.
Let's give Vikings their flowers. They had a great season. They almost could have had the first seed, right?
And they already know what is beating the Rams. He said it himself.
Yep.
They beat the Rams
And
already.
they beat the Bears
And they
twice.
smacked the Bears twice.
They beat the Bears. Yeah, well,
And they beat Green Bay.
They did beat Green Bay, yeah.
twice also.
They did beat.
The only teams that these guys lost is Lions twice and
the
Rams
Rams.
once. So
exactly.
So they already lost to the Rams.
how many? They already played once against them this season. That's crazy.
So I have the Rams. The Rams are still gonna win. I have it.
No, I agree. I said that was so funny. So the Vikings have played a great season. We know Darnold's been going off. Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson. Obviously, a
lot of drops
this year,
last night.
Yeah, a lot of drops last night. A couple touchdowns he could have made and kept this game in. Now, I love this energy, bro. This is what I've been waiting for you from you.
That's what we're expecting.
I don't know. Yes, I don't see Sam Darnold coming in clutch in a playoff game. That's my thing that holds me back. I would love for Jefferson to make it. I'm a huge Justin Jefferson fan, still from LSU. Now, I would love to see him go to the bowl, but I don't trust Sam Darnold. I don't.
Yeah, this Viking team is good, but I think I look at this Viking team not as Sam Darnold, but as Kevin O'Connell. I think that he is the Vikings, and he's the reason why they're
where they're at. Yeah.
Where they're at. He's just excellent coaching, but Sean McVay is a better coach. Sean McVay
is that guy, bro.
He's so good. So that's how I see it. You know, it's Sean McVay and Matt Stafford against Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah,
I don't see it against Sam Darnold.
All right, so we got the Rams. You got the Vikings, I guess.
I do. I'm gonna still take the Vikings. Yeah,
they're the favorites. So
they're the favorites, and with numbers on
-2. All right, so that wraps up for our predictions for the first round of the playoffs, wild card weekend.
Yeah,
I'm excited, guys. I'm ready, man.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And guys, if you guys are watching, go ahead and comment and see.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button. See who do you guys have in this first round, wild card round? Because it's an interesting one.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can again comment, like, subscribe, give us your thoughts. We'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thank you.